Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Geekonomics. We're back. It's another week. It's another show. It's going to be a little bit different video than we usually do. If you're watching on video, if you're watching on audio, there'll be no changes.
Well, you don't watch on audio, but you listen.
Well, you listen. You know what I mean.
I do.
But if you're watching on the video, we are Sans producer today.
Producer is gone.
He is on a special assignment. More about that later on. He's working on a project for our 700th show, which is coming up.
Oh my God. It's our 700th show?
Yes.
You know, I always thought that we would retire at episode 1,000.
Well, we got a long way to go for that.
But don't you feel like 1,000, you hit 1,000, almost feels
if we haven't gotten like traction by 1,000, then we just stop.
That's what I'm saying.
If we're still not like doing somewhat decent number-wise, then we'll just stop.
We're hitting 700?
Yeah.
And I know we've had more.
Last week was 690.
Wow. I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
You type the numbers every week when you send me the information.
It doesn't register at this point. We've done so many of them. I actually thought about the fact that maybe we get rid of the number, but maybe we go to 700 and like comic books, we just drop the number.
And just start from 1?
No, just no number. But maybe the number could still be in the show notes, put it on top.
Yeah,
Just get rid of the number. Because maybe people are like,
well, I'm already 700 in. I don't know if I'm going to catch up.
That's a lot of
I'm not going to
homework.
go back and watch all those other ones. It's not like there's any kind of storyline or anything, so you really don't have to.
that's true. But,
You might not get some of the inside jokes and stuff, but that's about it.
right.
They're not that good, so you don't worry about it.
So the show is on Podbean, but
It is.
YouTube now has a podcast
Audio podcasting.
audio podcast thing. So not only is our show video on YouTube, but
Correct.
then it's part of the podcast feed as well.
Yes.
So we actually get hits on both ends on that.
Yeah.
Amongst iTunes, Spotify. So it's kind of spread out now. Now it's a little bit harder to figure out how many listeners we got, but
It'd be nice to like boost up the YouTube subscriber numbers because that's the thing like people actually pay attention to.
yeah, I agree.
So if you're out there and you listen to the show
Subscribe.
on any of those other things than YouTube, please just go over and subscribe to our YouTube. You don't have to watch the videos. We don't care.
Yeah.
We just want your numbers.
Yeah, just subscribe.
Yeah. Or make
Maybe
dummy accounts.
We should start telling. It'd be kind of cool if we can.
We have to like, subscribe, ring that bell thing I put on the show.
You do.
So
Looks nice.
it's there.
But we should start like asking.
I try to
people.
remember at the end, but I always forget. That's why I put the thing at the end, so it does it, so I don't forget.
Right.
Because I can remember after while I'm editing.
It would be
Not
cool
so much while we're
by
doing.
the end of the year if we can hit 300 subscribers.
Yeah, that's
We're about 200 right now.
yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So everybody out there,
we'd like
300.
to one day get to the point where we get one of those plaque things. That's like 100,000 subscribers, but that's like that's a dream. I'd be happy with 1,000 subscribers.
Yes, 1,000 subscribers would be cool. But we're already halfway through the year. So if we can get another 100 subscribers.
I think the other thing too is there's the possibility of like monetizing stuff. That might be a idea down the road as well.
Well, you have to hit
With the YouTube.
You have to hit 1,000 subscribers, and then you have to hit 4,000 watched hours in a year.
I'm sure we've gotten that.
No, I always look.
I could always just leave this channel on.
They know if you do that.
Okay.
You get in trouble.
Yeah.
But that would be the goal.
That'd
That would
cool.
be kind of cool.
Yeah.
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 But we do put a show out weekly,
We do.
so that helps the numbers.
Yeah.
But so if we can hit 1,000
And we try to do
subscribers-
topical conversations
Yeah.
when Brian actually watches stuff on a timely time.
What are you talking about? I have been.
Yeah, you have been now recently. You've been
Yeah.
better at it. Yeah.
Yes, I have. I've been doing
Yeah.
my homework.
Yeah. So with no Josh today, just so you know, if you're watching on video, it's just gonna be this one shot the whole show. So don't be like, how come they're not changing shots here? Why am I just looking at this wide shot the whole time?
That's
Because they have
fine.
no one to press the buttons,
Yeah, that's fine.
and it's way over there. I don't feel like walking back and forth every time we want to switch a camera. We're working on. We do have a thing that we could possibly do in the future,
Yeah.
where if this does come up, we will have a solution. So it's purchased. It's just not installed yet.
Very excited for that.
Yeah.
Before we get on to it, Mark, we got the East of the River comic book collectible
I
show,
know.
June 30th,
Yes.
10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Uh-huh.
Earlier bird is at 9 a.m. It's $3 a
Or the
get
early
in.
bird.
What did I say?
Earlier bird.
It is earlier. The earlier you are,
For later
the more
on, we just
worms
call you
get.
birds.
early birds.
Hey, late bird. I'm gonna call people that when they come in later on the day.
You should do it.
Hey, late bird.
2 floors of dealers at the American Legion Hall, 566 Enfield Street, Enfield, Connecticut, right next to Dunkin' Donuts. I went through all my D&D stuff. I finished pricing it. Holy smokes. We finished pricing. We did all the stickers. We got a bunch of other things. Pins is one thing we're still working on. It never ends. But I'm going to have so much for this show.
So I had grand plans to work on this past weekend.
Yeah.
To tackle.
And you didn't
going through things. Well, what happened was, I figured it being Father's Day, unfortunately, my father's passed away. Mm-hmm. I don't have Father's Day anymore. So I'm like, oh, I have nothing going on this weekend. And I also forgot it was Father's Day, which is why I was like talking to Claire. I was like, hey, I was wondering, I think we should ask Brian and Alice about going to dinner this weekend. And she's like, idiot, it's Father's Day. I'm like, oh, I forgot that's still a thing. So I was like, well, next weekend's his birthday. So it'd be kind of cool to hang out with him this weekend since his birthday's next weekend. So be ready for that. That's coming. We'll be taking you guys out to dinner soon.
That's fine.
But yeah. So anyways, so I was going to plan on doing it Saturday, thinking that wasn't happening. And then Sarah and Jonas and them invited us over to barbecue on Saturday.
Nice.
Which turns into a whole day event. So
yes,
that was Saturday. And then Sunday, because I was planning on doing that on Saturday, and then Sunday I was planning on Legoing. And I did. And then I went out to Kohl's early in the day. And I always try not to, but I always end up walking by their toy section.
You always have to go by the toy section. Yeah.
Because you never know what they have floating there Lego-wise. Because they have a Lego area. And they have like random Lego that just like appears in their area for some reason.
Yeah.
And they had the Back to the Future DeLorean.
Man. And the Kohl's cash is just burning.
And I had Kohl's cash. So I was like, oh man.
Got to spend that Kohl's cash.
I was like, I got it. And this is the one I've been wanting to get for a long time. It's one of those ones like, oh, it'd be cool to have, but I don't really want to drop the money on it. Unless if someone wants to give it to me as a gift. I know we had this conversation in the group chat. But if that's what someone wanted to give me as a gift, then that'd be fine. But I don't want to buy it for myself. And that's one of those things.
But I thought you bought it.
So I did.
Yeah.
So I just bought it. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. On Sunday probably is.
You got to get ready. If you want to sell things, Mark.
Well, I'm doing that Saturday. I'm going to bring a table from here, a folding table from here home this weekend to like go through everything. Because next weekend's the show. So I got to do it this weekend.
Right. And then we
got stuff on Saturday.
Saturday, it's official. You, me, your brother, my brother.
Yeah.
We are going to the Blitz Creek
luau
in Thompsonville.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the one person who did call out is Paul Walker Hauser.
Paul Walter Hauser, yes, he has
He will not be there.
A conflict, scheduling conflict.
But Paul London's still going to be there.
Yes.
My brother.
Card subject to change, as they say.
My brother is very excited to see Paul London.
Yes.
So I will be there by 8:00. You guys will already be there. It starts at 7. I'll miss the beginning part.
Yeah. You'll probably be there right around like intermission time.
Well, it goes till 10.
Yeah.
So I have to imagine the big main matches last.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I've never been, but I've seen photos on the Facebook. It looks pretty awesome. And then it was funny because I tell my dad and my grandfather, because it's above the Polish Deli.
It is.
And they're telling me, oh, there used to be basketball games up there.
Yeah.
They used to have all dancing up there.
Boxing.
Yeah. And I'm like
major, like the Celtics played there.
Really? I
don't know if they didn't play there.
No.
But they played like at Bigelow, I think, at the basketball court inside Bigelow. Like back in the day, like they played like their team.
Well, needless to say, I've never been up there. And
I've been up there a lot.
I've never been up there.
The banquet hall, it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to the Polish Deli growing up.
Yeah. We grew up right there, so yeah.
Yeah. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
So very excited to check it out. So that would be the Saturday night before East of the River.
Oh, man, I'm so glad you decided to do this.
What?
It's almost as bad as having D&D the night before our show. It's like, why would you do this?
Yeah, but this ends at 10.
And
we're literally not that far away from home. You're not that far away either.
It's like 20 minutes.
That's not that bad.
And I still have to go back and home and pack the car up for the next morning. Because I could do it in the morning.
Oh, I do it in the morning.
No. That's an extra hour of sleep I can get.
Yeah, but technically,
I'd rather do the work at night and then have to do it in the morning.
that's fine. Anyway, it should be a good time. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it. Yeah, that's just the way life is. Either everything happens on one day or one weekend.
Yes.
Always.
It seems like it's constant.
My life is like this.
Like I told Claire, like she was like, we've been debating about doing a vacation, and I'm like, we're taking one. I decided. I put my foot down.
You gotta think.
Like we got to do like I got to go away. I need to
Yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah,
I need to. And then it has to be like a week long thing. We'll take the week.
Yeah,
I'm taking the week, but we're just at least do like a couple days somewhere. So
you got to. That's what we're doing. We're taking it the weekend of 4th of July because we get bonus days, Thursday and Friday. Thursday
Yeah.
we have off.
Yeah.
Friday we're taking off. So it makes the vacation a little bit longer.
yeah, yeah.
You know, it wasn't like intentional
No, yeah.
as to ignore
yeah.
John's
we had the
birthday.
Town Green celebration that. Well, you're celebrating John's birthday. You're taking a long week long vacation.
Yeah, yeah.
To celebrate John's birthday.
That's true.
Yeah.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be taking that. I got that Thursday off, and I'll be taking that Friday off as well.
Yeah.
'Cause why am I going to come in on a Friday?
I know. And Town Green's happening, like you said.
Town Green? Yeah.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
Town Green.
Yeah.
It's gonna get crazy over there.
Yeah.
I will avoid it with all costs of my life.
Yeah, I might have to go for a couple hours just for nonprofit stuff that I'm associated with.
Oh well, that makes sense. I
Yeah.
think Alice and me went
On a
last
Sunday.
year, and it was like
I'll go on a Sunday. I'm not going to do a Saturday. Saturday's too nuts.
It's just I don't know what's wrong with me, or
We're
maybe
old.
It's just overpriced, not so good food now,
Well, yeah, it's always been that way. It's just we're not older.
and we notice the things like this.
Yes.
But because I'm like, this is just like the food truck fair that happened in Enfield Mall. We
Yes.
went, and I'm like, this is the most disappointing thing
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
It was
Better one.
overpriced
It's the
crap food.
same stuff. I don't know if it's just the location is better, but when they do it Evergreen Walk, it seems to be more of a.
Probably better vendors.
Well, it's the same. I think it's the same ones, but they're just like at Evergreen Walk. So there's like stuff to look at and walk around. And
Right.
You can dive inside a store for a couple minutes, get some AC, and
Yeah.
go back out and.
But like, I remember going to the food truck fest in Hartford with you during Connecticut.
Yeah.
And those food vendors were awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you had like this Stone Cold Pizza truck was there. You had like
Yeah.
really different varieties.
Yeah, it also depends upon like when it is and if it's correlates with something else that's going on. That's what
The food
pulls
truck
away.
fair at Enfield, though, it was literally almost, it felt like the same truck. It was like the same
Yeah,
foods.
that happens sometimes. You just get like a bad pick of trucks.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
I mean, at least it's something.
It's
There's
something.
an inflatable like experience coming to the Town Green.
Oh,
To not the
boy.
Town Green, but to the mall.
To the mall.
Yeah, to be there from like July
For
to
3
September.
months. Yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder how it's going to go.
I don't know. It's gonna be like a huge inflatable like play area.
I know. I just want to know how this is going to play out.
Something's gonna get popped. I'm assuming they have replacements.
Well, my other thing is Raising Cane, their overflow, is in the
Yes.
parking lot. So they're going to be taking over that whole area.
Yeah,
So I wonder how that's all going to work out.
yeah. The fact that there's still overflow for that parking lot
It's crazy.
is weird because the chicken's not that great.
No, I know. People love Raising Cane.
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
The sauce is not that much to write home about.
No. I think Popeyes is better.
Like even at Frank, my neighbor who passed away a couple weeks ago, at his reception at his house afterwards, the family had like got catering from Figaro's, which was amazing.
Yeah.
But then they got like a tray of chicken tenders from there for the kids of Raising Cane's.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, yeah. I had a couple of them, and I'm like, ugh. I
It's
just
very
can't.
salty.
Very salty. I had chicken tenders last night. I grabbed it. Claire grabbed it for me because it was just one of those days yesterday. If you're following me on Facebook, you know about this. I'm away in yesterday. The reason why we're doing the show on a Tuesday and not the Monday. On the way in, I was driving to work, and it was on the 4-lane road that I drive on the way to work. And a tractor trailer was not like right alongside me, but coming like in front a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what caused it. He kind of drifted a little bit in my direction. And in my instinct, they're just like, I like turned a little bit to give him some space.
Yep.
And I didn't notice that the curb like come out a little bit
Ugh.
right there.
Yeah.
And I just popped the curb really quickly. And all I heard was, "Pow!" as I put on Facebook, whammo.
Wow.
And then I saw my little meter on my car because it has like the sensors for the tires.
It tells you.
Just went to 0.
Oh.
And it's like, oh. So I was like, oh boy. So I just like pulled in. There's a post office distribution center. So I pulled in right there and parked, hopped on my Geico app. Boom, boom, boom. Roadside assistance.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Seat in an hour. So I got to hang out in that little entryway for about an hour and a half waiting for them to show up.
Yeah, I called. I was making sure you were all right.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I might have to go pick up Mark.
No. I was fine. At least it was a breeze. It wasn't like today.
So they tow your car?
No. The guy just changed put my spare on
he
for
put
me.
the spare on. You're right. Gotcha.
Because the first time I ever used, like, it's my new car, newish to me. And it's the first time I've ever had to change a tire in it. So I like tried to follow the directions. There's like wheel locks now, and the little jack that they give you doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
I put plenty of
why is
spares
this
on
here?
my car.
It's like, why do they give you this? But I understand why they give it to you. But I mean, it's like, it's not the easiest contraption, and it doesn't really feel very secure. So thankfully the guy came like 2 minutes later. Bing, bang, boom.
Nice.
He threw it on.
Hey, if you're paying that car insurance
Yeah,
to do
for the
it.
amount I'm paying, then you can come change my tire for
Exactly.
me. You know,
I
like,
agree with that.
the amount of month they charge.
Yeah.
So then a quick trip over to the local tire fair location. They don't sponsor us, so I'm not getting them the full name.
It rhymes with
Rhymes with Lone
shark.
Claire Liar.
All right. Lone
They've
Claire
named brands at
Liar.
discount prices.
Yeah. They guarantee.
Yes. So went over there and the guy was like, okay, yeah, we got to order your tire. We don't have it in stock, but we can get it for you tomorrow. So I was like, oh, I'm like, well, I got the spare. And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, where do you need to go to? I'm like, I do have to go to work. He's in Enfield. He's like, don't take the highway. I'm like, well, wasn't planning on it with it. You can't go above 50 with one of those things.
No. I once drove on a spare on my Ford for like 2 weeks.
I know you did. Yes, I remember. So I was like, well, I'm not doing that. So I was like, so I just went home, worked from home yesterday.
Yeah.
Then Claire got home. I came over here for the show last night with her car. Then went over there this morning, and then had to sit there for like an hour as they did all the switching the tire. But the only thing now, I don't know if you've gone through this where you've had to get your tires fixed and such.
Yes.
Now I have the permanent nasal smell of rubber in my nose
Yes.
from being inside town for a tire for over an hour.
Yeah.
I just said the name. I wasn't going to, but whatever. So yeah, so now I have that in my nose. So
Tire.
yeah,
Yummy.
rubber.
I was gonna say, how was your
Automobile tire
weekend, Mark?
smell.
But you pretty much gave it to me.
Well, that was just yesterday. The weekend was good. Yeah,
You did your Legos
Yeah.
and stuff.
moved a little longer in Fallout.
Yeah.
Got through the castle.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now exploring, heading towards Salem area.
Yeah.
And got a location-ish on
okay.
Virgil.
Do I remember it now?
So I got to find a guy that can help me find Virgil.
Okay. I know where you are.
Yeah, so getting there.
Nice. Speaking.
Found Piper. She was back in Sanctuary,
Oh,
so she's tending the garden.
I was worried about where Piper was
Well,
since last
I
time we
felt
spoke.
bad. I felt bad that I lost her. I felt bad. I'm like, she's the love of my life. I
I
gotta
know.
find her. In video game form, she's my love. I keep tempting. I'm like, I don't know if I want to get too serious though. Saying this,
Yeah.
I'm kind of tempted to, you still have your wife's ring in the game.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tempted to put it into her, hand it over to her.
Oh, getting serious.
I don't know, It's so weird.
Me and Piper had, we were close.
I bet.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
But I guess you can be like close with like 4 women in the game.
Yes.
What do you do with the other ones? Just like
Nobody knows.
you just kind of just disappear. They kind of just like hang out, just leave in Sanctuary, and then like you're gonna go back and talk to them. And
In Cyberpunk, I was Mac Daddy on everybody.
such a guy designed game, you could tell. It's like
Well, women created too.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk, I had
well, I mean, it's like it's very
girlfriend,
male.
a
You can tell
guy
who they're planning to play this game. It's like,
yes.
but if you play as the female, the same stuff happen. That's what I was curious about.
What in Fallout?
Yeah, you still like
Yes.
get Piper and stuff.
Yeah, you
as
can.
your
You can. I think so.
interest.
I believe so.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
That's progressive.
It's progressive.
Nice.
Like insurance.
Nice.
I want to say, so WW...
You do?
WW2K24.
Yes.
I moved my Xbox to the bedroom.
Oh, man.
Because...
That's a serious move. That means something's happening. That's big time. When it makes it to the bedroom, you know it's serious.
Well,
when you're playing in the living room, it's just you're playing when you want to. When it moves into the bedroom, that means you're planning on playing a lot.
Well, no, I moved to the bedroom because Allison, she'll be working late or
please
doing
go
some
away?
stuff. And I'm like, she wants me to hang out in there. I'll watch TV. But then I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to bring this in here so I can play wrestling. And she goes, oh, God, what have I done?
What have I done to myself?
But, man, I jumped more into the GM mode.
Yeah, I told you. It's intense.
I got an hour in. And
Yeah.
I was just booking my first event.
Wow.
It was just like, I sent you a thing of my first draft. I had my draft picks. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah, you can really dive deep into it.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
Especially if you don't put a time limit on yourself. Like, I know there's
No,
some like guys I've seen on the interwebs. When they do that, they put like a time limit on it because you can be literally doing that pre-show stuff for hours on end.
Well, it's my first time.
Yeah.
I'm reading all how everything works.
Yeah, the tutorial and all
Oh
that.
my God. But it's cool. And then there's so many modes that I've been playing all the different modes and checking it out. I'm really liking it. So that's been a lot of fun. And
Yeah, I'm
then-
tempted to get it so that way we could play online.
You should get it. And then I started playing that, and then Little Kitty in Big City, which is you're a cat and you're big. It's adorable. It's an adorable game. It's on Game Pass.
Oh, I'm good.
Anyway, WW2K is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I got everything, so I get the DLCs, and I know we're getting a DLC drop in a week or two. It has some classic wrestlers in there. But the odd one, Post Malone?
Yes,
I'm
he's
like,
in the game.
Why?
Because he did a lot of the soundtrack stuff.
I know.
So they put him in as a playable character.
Postmates Malone.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm not
There's
gonna
folks
wrestle.
that like it.
I guess
It's
so.
for the kids. It's
I
not
guess,
for you.
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to beat him up. That's what I'm going to do.
That's the fun thing.
Yeah.
You can actually play him in your GM mode. You can draft him,
Yeah.
pick him up.
I'm not going to.
The best part about the GM thing, the thing that I want to do is I enjoy the locals, the low market guys you can pick up,
Yeah.
like the newbies.
Yeah, you can
Some
do.
of the names in them are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with the names gets a pat in the back. Chuck McWagons was one of them. I've seen that. It's my favorite one.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm digging more into it. So I haven't had time to play because I've been working at nights.
That's my new weekend thing. It's like that's what I do on the weekends now is just play.
Yeah. So I've been doing that and then just getting ready for the big show. Obviously, Clash at the Castle was like, I watched that Sunday morning, and Father's Day celebration was on Saturday for me.
Yeah.
And Sunday was wrestling, and then just getting ready for the Enfield show, pretty much. All right, Mark.
Now this weekend, it's a big weekend.
Yeah.
Someone's starting the big 4-5 this weekend.
Friday,
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Got any big plans for the birthday?
Allison, we're gonna go out for the day Saturday.
Nice.
Leaving the house.
Nice.
Finally.
This week, not the week to leave the house anyways. This is the week you stay in the house.
Well, I know.
Literally house to car to work to car to house.
I
That's
know.
all you need to do.
I know.
The next
I know.
3 or 4
But
days.
it's supposed to break this weekend.
Yes,
The
yeah,
heat wave.
yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna go out.
The heat dome, as they're calling
We're
it.
gonna drive up to New Hampshire. Because I want to.
Cheap cigarettes in New Hampshire.
I want to get cheap cigarettes.
Go to Chaw's.
Yes.
I remember those days. I mean, trips to New Hampshire for 5 minutes. It's like, cool. You want to do anything else? No.
No. It cost me all this money in
Neat.
gas to get here.
Neat.
Bull Moose is a cool, it's an old, it's very reminiscent of Media Play. And
Yeah, they have them in Maine.
yeah, they have.
That's where you saw them the first time.
Yeah,
We went. I took you to the one in Maine, in Portland. We went to the bull moose. It was in the basement.
Oh, okay.
That was a bull moose.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's one in
I
New
wonder why
Hampshire.
this looks familiar.
Well, no, I mean maybe they're bigger because the one in New Hampshire is like an hour and 20 minutes away.
chain.
The chain, I know.
Yes.
But we're gonna go up there and then hit anything on the way back home. Just have the day out.
Yeah. Whereabouts in New Hampshire is it? Keene?
It's literally, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's in Keene. Well, there is one in Keene.
Yeah.
But the one we're going to, I don't think is in Keene.
Nashua?
It is literally over the border of Massachusetts. It's literally like 10 minutes out. So I don't know what town that would be.
That'd be Keene.
Would that be Keene?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then it's Keene.
Yeah. That's like there's like four big towns in New Hampshire, and that's one of them.
I would have to look it up, but I don't want to.
It's Keene, Nashua, Manchester, maybe three big towns in New Hampshire. That's about it.
Anyway, so we're going to do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to go and check it out. We'll just have a nice day trip.
Yeah. Do Mount Washington. You can check that out. It's right there.
Yeah, maybe. We'll check it out. So that's my weekend.
Nice.
And then, Sunday we'll be getting ready for the show. 'Cause we're still getting ready for the show.
Yeah.
It's a lot to do.
Yeah. You doing the show solo on the 30th, or is Allison come with you?
No, I'll be by myself because Allison will help me on the Manchester show.
Oh, there you go.
Enfield one, I don't have room behind my table. I'm literally sitting behind
you're not like
Matt Ryan.
Yeah. Well,
which we won't be there. But
so someone will be there.
Anyway, we have the two big things today's show is the Acolyte episode 3 review, and then we're going to talk about Clash at the Castle winners and losers, and which one of us between Mark, Josh, and me is the winner and who is the loser.
Yes.
And we will find that out shortly. Mark, so I did watch the Acolyte episode 3.
There's one in Portsmouth. Is that where you're going?
Yes.
That's up 84 to 90.
Let me see the map. You got a map?
Yes.
I can tell you.
This is great podcast.
Hey, you want to bring it up?
Well, Josh isn't here to let us know these things, so I have to do the Josh part. Portsmouth's the one where you're like literally like you go there before you go to Maine.
This one says it's temporary closed.
Plaistow. That's like up by like Haverhill.
Yeah, Plaistow. But I gotta double check it because now it says temporary closed.
Yeah, that's you might not be able to get to that one.
Well, we'll go to the other one then because they're literally an hour and a half away, both of them.
Yeah, there is one in Keene though. That one's probably closer than Plaistow. That one you just go up 91, straight shot. 91. Yeah. Then you take the first New Hampshire exit. Then you get to go right off the exit down to the end of the road where the light is.
Yeah.
Take a left and just go straight all the way to Keene.
That's probably.
That's when I would go to. It's gonna be quicker than getting the one in Portsmouth. Because Portsmouth's like right past all the exits to go to Cape Cod.
Yeah.
And it's also like right before the big bridge that takes you to Maine. So everyone and their mom will be going there this weekend because it's Hampton Beach is right there too. Just saying.
All right. The one is in the one in Keene.
Yeah.
That's the one we were going to. That's the one. I just opened up here. That's the one I'm going because it's right up 91.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's your better bet.
And they are open.
Yeah.
Okay. I just opened up.
There you go.
There you go. Keene. I have been to the one.
Keene's a fun town.
Yeah, there's a lot.
A lot to do in Keene.
Yeah, I figured we can check out the area.
My grandmother, Townley, had a camp in right outside in Washington. I want to say it was called Washington, New Hampshire, right outside Keene, not far from Keene. So we used to go up there when I was younger. For like every weekend in the summer, we'd go up there. So I hung out in Keene a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So, because I've told Alice, I'm like, well, we'll go. We can have lunch.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other things to do there.
There's a lot of fun stuff to do.
Yeah.
Up there.
So
a lot of nice restaurants, a lot of little spots.
That's what I'm looking forward to because I'm bored with everything around us.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a really good on the way before you get to Keene. There's a nice barbecue spot and there's a little pizza place right before the racetrack, before the Monadnock.
Oh yeah.
Which is in Winchester, New Hampshire, which is on that road that gets you to Keene.
Okay. So we'll probably pass it.
So you'll see a bunch of stuff.
Nice.
It's always changing too, so who knows?
Yeah.
Last time I was there was a couple years ago, so who knows what's there now. But
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah, that's where we're going, to the Kingdom.
yeah,
Okay.
good times.
Good times. Good times. So last week I did watch the Acolyte episode 3.
Yes, which I watched when I got back home that night.
You watched it. So this episode, I'm just going to give a real quick synopsis of it for everybody knows, and a refresher for all of us.
Yes.
You can correct me if I miss anything, but basically you have May and Osha. They are we're getting their backstory.
Yes.
This is where
Why stuff is happening.
They were created by the Force.
The Force.
And
Which is a known thing in the universe. It's happened before.
No, it's only happened to Anakin. That's it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But that's it.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't know. But you said it was a known thing. This is the only.
Well, it is known because Anakin happened to Anakin.
But
so we knew that happened.
That happens way later. This is way earlier. This
well, I
is
know.
100
I'm saying
years
so we
before.
know that it's happened.
Yes.
In the universe.
In the universe, we know Anakin.
Yeah.
But these witches.
Which is what they say. Who knows? His mom could have been a little,
No, that's why he was the one.
I mean.
So anyway, let's talk.
His mom could have,
No.
I don't know who your father is.
It was Qui-Gon the whole time.
It's Qui-Gon the whole time.
Bada bing, bada boom. Qui-Gon.
That was a yeesh.
Qui-Gon's like, well, I have to.
Well, no, because he met Qui-Gon
I
afterwards.
know.
So,
But I always thought.
I mean, he could have been like, who knows?
I always thought Qui-Gon and her got along. A little too
cool, a little too good, a little too well.
He would creep up on her when
how'd I find this kid on Tatooine? Who knows?
He needs a father. I could be the father.
Who knows?
You could call me Daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy Jedi. Anyway.
Daddy Qui-Gon.
So this coven of witches, which we learned that are being kind of pushed out of the galaxy.
Who aren't really night witches. They kind of resemble night witches, but they're not night witches.
We don't know what kind
or
of
night
witches.
sisters, I should say.
They're not night sisters, but we don't know.
Yes. There's a coven of witches of some sort.
They are in hiding. They create these two children who are not even 8 years old yet.
The main lady does.
Well, no, but one woman,
the leader,
the other woman's like,
two,
I carried them.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think like the leader woman came up with this idea and then enlisted this other woman to carry them.
Well, they were lovers, obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
They don't actually ever say that.
No,
just
but
allude to it.
They allude to it by the face touching.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
No, I know.
That's it. Anyway, let's get right through it. So that happens.
Yes.
All right. Well, then
the kids come to age where they need to be.
This is where the show gets weird. The Jedi show up and they're child predators.
Before that, they decide. Like the girls come of age and they have to do a confirmation ceremony.
Yes,
for their religion.
One of them does.
Because they decide, and the one Osha doesn't really want to do it. She wants to kind of explore the universe and see outside of their little hole that they're in.
Oh God, these kids were so mean to each other. Like Osha was such a little.
They're siblings that are really close in age.
But it went.
Do you remember how you were with your brother when you were growing up?
But this was like.
I wouldn't. I mean, I've told my brother many a time I wanted to kill him.
I know, but I didn't buy it. It was a little too extreme.
Well,
but
there's one's the light side, one's the dark side. That's the issue of if they only had one kid, that light and dark would have been inside one person. Since they had two, one of them got the light side, one of them got the dark side.
This is basically
that's the curse of having the Force child.
This is basically the Anakin story. In the Luke Skywalker story, it's
Anakin's story, kind of, in the fact that
one's Luke, one's
Anakin's
Anakin.
character was a light side, and then was tempted to join the dark side, whereas in this version, one of the kids is the light side part of the character, and the other part is the dark side of the character.
Well, we also don't really know anything like that. We just know that there's two sides to a story. Now,
yes.
The way this episode ends,
we don't know who's telling this story.
Yes.
So it just was given that this is what the story is.
Well, let's continue with the story.
Yeah.
So
we see Carrie-Ann Moss's character. She comes back because it's a flashback.
Yes.
So her and the young kid who was her Padawan, who was aged up incorrectly with
beard guy,
fake beard, very
glued
bad,
on his face,
glued on beard. stuff in the last
They all
episode.
show up. They all show
The
up.
Wookiee shows up.
Saul.
And Saul, who's actually aged down, looks better than the guy that was aged up.
Yeah.
Show up because they're investigating because the
They're
girls...
They're
Well-
inquiring to have the children.
Well, no, because the girls... Osha's character went outside the temple, outside their bubble.
Yes.
And,
And Soul was creeping on her.
Well, Soul, like, I'm assuming, was tracking
Yes.
life signs on the planet because they're, like, looking for the witches initially.
I guess.
And then come to find out they have kids. And they're like, well, wait a minute. You're not supposed to be training kids in the ways of the Force. That's our job. We're the Jedi.
I know.
You're not.
And maybe not like these Jedi.
So we get to
I
do
just-
that.
I just didn't like that.
Well, because this is the time frame back then. That's what the Republic had done. They've made the Jedis the only, like, legalized Force users, kind of. So
They
if any
opt-
kids showed signs of metachlorian count or whatever they call it,
here's the thing.
they take the blood.
They did take the blood, which
So I was waiting for them to say, well, we're checking your metachlorian count.
But they never-
decide not to because they know if you say that, the trolls come out in droves.
They
oh,
never-
you can't say metachlorian.
They
No.
didn't say it.
George Lucas would never use that word.
But he does.
He likes special force power.
Metachlorians in
technology.
episode 1, believe it or
Yeah,
not.
he wrote that and directed it. So
But hold on. Let's pause this because this is the funny part. Like I was saying last week,
Yes.
this show has a problem when it comes to conflict and drama because one scene it's you can't take my children. Next scene, you can take one of my child.
Well,
Next scene,
because they asked the child.
okay.
Because they asked her. She asked her.
One of them wants to go, one doesn't.
Yeah. So they
And-
said,
But
you
they're
have
like,
to-
no, we want to take both.
you have to let us test both children.
I know.
Because if we can't test one and not test the other one, because that was their thing. And this is how the Jedi were. The thing is of this show is I think this is the main thing that's causing a lot of issues. One of the main things that's causing issues. The Jedi weren't good folk back in the day. Like, not
Yeah, I
all
know.
Jedi are Obi-Wan, Yoda, Qui-Gon. Some of them were dinks.
Well,
And they were kind of jerks and kind of like were the police.
when Qui-Gon takes
So they
Anakin,
kind of
though-
like
hold on.
go out and just be like, this is what we doing because we've been told we have this authority
I get it. You know what?
that
It's
we
not,
get to lord over you.
It's not even that though, Mark. Listen. I'm fine with all this. I just wish this, like these Disney shows, give us an hour-long episode where you can flush out the conflict, the drama, have some conversation between the children and the mom. Like
Well, they did. The girl
just
had a conversation with her mom.
barely, and it was just
It
kind
was the whole thing. Like, how much conversation you need to have? She asked her daughter, "Hey, do you want to do this?"
And she's like, "Yes."
She's like, "Mom, I want to be a Jedi. I
But
want to
see,
go out and
here's
do
the
this.
thing
I
is,
want to
she
explore
doesn't
the
even know what a
universe."
Jedi is.
How do you know?
They were born in a coven.
So they could have read books. They could have been told about it.
Million to one, these witches have sheltered these children where they won't know what anything is. They're only 8 years old.
Yeah,
You know
but
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
I think there's that thing where there's always, like, just because you've never seen the bad guys from Germany back in the day in person,
Yeah.
you know who they are.
Yeah, but I have a hard time believing.
If you've never seen a police officer in person, but you're a child, you know what they are.
but what I'm saying is,
So it's like I think it's like that kind of thing. There's always there's things that
these witches
you haven't seen in person, but you know what it is.
Okay, but this coven has been shunned by society, by the universe.
Well, because I think they
And
would have been saying this whole
and
time.
they would tell these two kids, they're the enemy.
Yeah, exactly. So
So
these
why
girls
would-
might have heard that.
So why would one of these girls be like, I want to go with the enemy? Doesn't
Well,
make
because
any
I don't think
sense.
because I think she thinks maybe she just thinks I don't want to be a witch, and this is my other option.
I don't know.
It's witch or Jedi.
I guess
So
I would like.
if I don't want to I think Osha's character in this time frame that they're showing us in episode 3 is dealing with the thing of growing up and having a twin. And I don't have a twin, but I don't imagine want to talk for people who have twins or whatever. But it seems like if you have a sibling, like we all both have siblings, we're the oldest, that you kind of get sick of them after a while. Like if you're with them all the time.
I understand that.
And I
part.
think that's the thing. There's no other kids. It's just her and her sister.
But you
that's
think
all
they
she
would-
has. And the first thing the Jedi say is, Soul says is, there's a bunch of kids at the temple. And she's like, oh, other kids? I can hang out with someone else besides my annoying sister who
I don't know.
literally just talks about being a witch constantly.
Well,
Maybe I want to do that.
I see the way I see it is.
So I think it was kind of like, I think the thing that they're showing
There should have
is-
been a little bit
but they
more
didn't like
conflict
do
about
a good job of like showing it, but they definitely, like you said at the very beginning, the Jedi come across very to catch a predator.
yes,
Very
they're creeping on them.
creepy. Like, oh, you guys got kids over there? What you doing over there?
I will
Come
say-
over here.
I
let
will
me
say
talk
this,
to you.
though.
Oh, you like space? You know where I come from. We have a bunch of kids you can hang out with.
Want to touch my lightsaber?
Want to go down into my
He
basement?
hands a child a lightsaber.
Yes.
And I'm like,
And then she's like,
why would
"Oh my gosh, a lightsaber!"
I know, like you hand a
This
child
is
a gun.
amazing.
That's the equivalent.
So,
why would you do that?
They do the
It makes
thing.
no sense.
They ask that if they could test the kids. The mom and the other mom talk to
Yes.
her, to both the kids, and say, you know, if you want to stay here, you're gonna have to lie because the Jedi are gonna ask you questions, and if you pass the test, they're gonna take you.
You gotta flunk the test.
So you gotta flunk the test. May, of course, is full on. She's already been confirmed, which happens right before the Jedi show up.
I know.
So she gets hers
so-
done, and Osha didn't get a chance to get hers completed because the Jedi show up.
Right.
So MacGuffin, so that way she's not technically a witch. So they go all the way across the planet to the Jedi's base of operations. The Wookiee's doing Wookiee things, being a mechanic, basically.
Yes, he's a mechanic.
Because that's all Wookiees are good
do.
for, is being a mechanic, I guess. So they go in, they give the kids a test. The May, of course, fails because she didn't want to win, didn't want to pass.
Yeah.
So then Osha goes in. She tries to fail, but
They see right through it.
she's such a, she so really wants to be a Jedi that she just can't. So she just admits the whole plan
I know.
and says that then
see,
then Saul talks to her again, grooms her again.
I know, but put a pin in this. Hold on, Mark.
I mean, to be quite honest, the Jedi are grooming these kids.
I know.
Basically.
I know, but put a pin in this.
So it's kind of a weird setup.
It is,
that
but
they're
hold
doing.
on. You go back to episode 1. Qui-Gon comes over, talks to Annie and the mom. Also,
Episode 1 of the movie,
the movie,
not the
well,
show.
everybody knows like Qui-Gon. He does
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
And there is conversation where he has dinner with them and he learns who they are.
Yeah.
And he even says
Chats
if
the
you-
mom up, gets her
you-
all into the idea
if
of,
you
hey,
don't
I'm
wanna
going to take
do
your
it-
kid away.
I walk away.
I mean, do you want me to take your kid away?
But
from
here
you
is the
forever?
crux of that situation. He was a slave because he was owed by Watto. Watto owned Anakin.
Yes,
So
which makes it so much better that Qui-Gon stole their child and took it to another planet and then turned it into an evil villain.
Qui-Gon promised him he can get him out of slavery and give him a better life. And the mom was okay with that. Where here,
And how'd that work out for Anakin?
well, he was a
Lost
chosen
his
one.
mom. His mom died.
He was the chosen one.
He got turned into a villain. And he's not the chosen one.
Yes.
He was the chosen one to bring about the real chosen one, Luke Skywalker, technically.
Well,
Because Anakin brought about the end of the Sith.
we can
'Cause
go
he
down
did,
that road.
because he's Darth Vader.
I know, Mark.
And he
I
gave
know.
birth to Luke Skywalker, who ended up bringing
all
about
I
the
am
real
is
death
focusing
of-
on the episode 1 and how
So-
that was. This show would have
I mean,
been.
it's just kind of reinforcing this show. Just kind of reinforcing the Jedi weren't a good order.
well,
Like if you go through episode 1 through 3,
yeah.
even Clone Wars, and all the times that they actually talked to the people at the temple and the council, all this stuff, they were not like well organized. It was not a good deal. And I'll fight anyone on that topic. Like I don't think the Jedi Council as itself, the Jedi Order, was a terrible, terrible operation.
Well, that it is.
They just
because
stole
that's-
kids from around the
that's how
galaxy.
That's how the Sith made its way in. This is
Yeah,
supposedly
because
what
it's
it's
the same
about.
thing.
I don't know.
Like like I think in the whole thing towards the end of the episode, like after Osha's character passes the test, whatever, May flips out, lights the rock wall on fire.
Dumbass.
It was the wires. It wasn't
There
the
was
rock
no
wall.
wires.
How do you think they opened the doors? Magic?
Okay, rock.
It's controlled by
rock does not burst into flames like that.
because it's witch flames. She used her magic.
Oh, witch flames.
She had the little spell book. She
This-
was looking at the spell book, and then the flames happened.
I'll give you this, Mark. I'll give you this. The door was set on fire.
Yes.
I think everything that happened after that, obviously was not done by May.
So here's
It
my
was
theory
done
on
by
this.
the Jedi or someone
No,
else.
it wasn't done by the Jedi. My theory is
Beardy
if the Jedi
had big scars on his face.
No, because I
Yes,
think
he
if
did.
that's not from that though. I
Well, we don't
think
know.
if the Jedi found these kids, who's to say whatever this guy that we saw in episode 1 of the episode, or wherever that character is in episode 1 of this series, that she's talking to at the end of the episode, didn't also find them
But that's what I'm thinking.
and wanted to bring them to the dark side and to make him his apprentices.
This is what I'm thinking.
So I think he shows up,
he takes May, right?
kills everybody.
He's one behind May
I think he's the one.
assassinating everybody.
I don't think May did anything.
No, she didn't.
I think
I don't
she lit
believe
the
it for a
fire in the
heartbeat.
room, and that was it.
Yes.
And then this Sith guy kills all the witches,
Yes.
including their moms.
Yes.
And then May and Osha meet up on a bridge that's
Which was it was so
falling
dumb.
apart.
Where was it? Was this
The
like
constant thing of Star Wars where someone falls in a crevasse. It's like a thing.
and
Luke fell into a crevasse. The Emperor fell into a crevasse.
I know.
Now May falls into a crevasse.
Crevasse.
Everyone falls in the holes
but
in Star
also,
Wars.
what is this
like the Sarlacc
thing?
pit? Everyone falls
What
into
was
these things.
I felt like we were in the middle of the Enterprise. I'm like, what is going on? Why
it's
is
the
this?
generator. It's like their
Why
pulse
is there a
generator.
generator?
To keep the power going. How the power happens.
They're
Magic-
witches.
They don't have magic witch powers that can get lights going.
Oh yeah, I forgot they do their chants. to
Yeah,
keep
they
the
have to do their
power on.
power of one,
Power
power
of
of two,
two,
power of
Betty.
everyone, or whatever it
That
is.
was so dumb. Okay.
Yeah, and their weird like dance thing they have to do.
That scene was laughable, cringy,
It's just
very cringy.
Yeah,
It was. They could have made that scene, that chanting scene, real quick, and we'll move on.
there's like small parts of it that are like the show. It's like there's small parts that you're like, oh, all right, there's Star Wars, and then it's like, and then they do
That scene
something
was
like that,
horrible.
and it's like, oh no, there's Star Wars.
That chant was literally the first draft.
This is the curse of what
That's
we talked
what you
about.
write for a first
when we
draft.
talked to our friend during the writer strike. We're now seeing all the issues of why that writer strike happened. Is these shows?
Yeah, this
They
show
just
had-
hire any schmuck off the street to write these shows. Like none of these people have ever seen Star Wars, never watched a Star Wars movie, never watched anything, never read anything about Star Wars. They're just writing to write.
Well, no, that's Disney in a nutshell. You just put in content for
Yeah.
content's sake.
Yeah,
But anyway, that chant.
but that's like
could have
not
been,
just Disney. That's a lot of things.
That could have been done better.
Yeah.
Okay, it could have been done in different language.
Yeah.
It could have been done in just different.
If it was done in a different
sounds.
language, that'd have made more sense.
It would've.
because then you wouldn't have had to know what it was. You
Exactly.
could have just said whatever.
Right.
You could have just. Then they could have told us after the fact. Like, oh, okay.
But it was the dumbest words for a chant.
Because it's dumbed down. Because they don't want to have to. Because they spent the $180 million on that guy's makeup from last episode, so they couldn't afford to do
Put on beard.
the voice thing for this one.
Anyway,
But-
enough about the chant.
But yeah. So anyway,
but-
so they get separated. Osha, Saul finds Osha, saves her, brings her back to his ship. They take off.
now hold on.
He pretty much drags her away.
He catches
He kidnaps her, basically.
He catches her, but don't you feel like it would have been cooler if he actually used the Force to grab her? I'm like, he could have used the Force and grabbed her.
Well, you know.
And he could have used the Force to grab both of them. But he chose to let the other one die.
Well, because I think she fell before she was on the opposite side.
They
and
both
when you're
fell.
force powers, you can't grab
I
both
guess.
at the same time.
I guess.
You
You're
only
right.
focus on one person.
Maybe,
you
yeah.
can't focus on both of them.
Well, anyway.
You're overthinking.
I'm
it.
overthinking it.
You're trying to find problems. You're doing what the guys on the internet do.
Well, I hate
That's
to
not
tell you,
good.
this show has a lot of problems.
Yes, it does. But there's problems that can be fixed, and there's problems that are just problems. But
The
anyways,
Force grab would have been cool.
so she ends up surviving like everyone does who falls down a hole
Yes.
in Star Wars. Luke fell into the little exhaust vent, was saved on the Millennium Falcon. The Emperor fell somewhere and was saved by
And he
somebody.
came back in episode 9.
He came back as a something.
A clone.
I don't think it was a clone. I think it was just him.
It was a clone.
I don't think it
Yes, it's a clone.
was. Yeah.
He built like he came back as a clone. I swear to God, in episode 9 they talk
Alright,
about it.
okay.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever.
So
Who cares?
OSHA
Anyways,
and
so
May,
OSHA,
this
they
is
get
their
separated.
backstory.
And then at the end of the episode, May is on the planet by herself looking for OSHA. And I think that's when this Sith character arrives and picks her up and is
She
like,
sees the tree, which they
I
mentioned at
save
the
you.
beginning of the episode.
I'm here to save you.
Probably.
Follow me, and I
We-
will show you the ways
You
to
know.
seek revenge on the Jedi who
So do you
killed
want
your
to make
mother.
a prediction about who's behind that mask? Like, we should make a prediction.
Did we ever see the other mom at the end of the episode?
That's who I think it's this. I think it's the other mom. The mom that said, no, I don't want
Yeah.
them taking the children.
Yeah.
Also, it's a little on the nose that her makeup looks like Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Do you notice that? She's
Well,
got
the
the
same
horns.
the same kind of.
The same alien.
Yeah. Same like gene or whatever it is.
I don't think we didn't see exactly all the
Because
witches.
we don't see her, I don't think, do we?
I don't think so.
I have to go back and watch it again. Because I know we saw her mom,
Yeah.
and you see all the other witches.
And
I never remember seeing spike-haired or spike-faced.
no child is going to take down a whole witch coven like that. And
No, she's not that powerful. She literally just got confirmed like
Right.
5 minutes ago.
so this is like an outside force came in.
Yes.
Now, was it the Jedi?
I don't think the Jedi would have done that.
But she's being manipulated.
Well, I think that whoever found May told her the Jedi did it.
Right.
And like on the opposite side, Osha was found by Soul,
And
he assumes May did it.
right.
So until
Yes.
like the truth comes out,
And we're approaching the halfway of the
we
series.
won't. And it's going to end up, I think somehow, I'm just assuming the way I've seen enough shows in my lifetime that I think it's going to turn into once the truth comes out, sister powers combine and forms Captain Planet.
Probably.
And then that's how the series ends. With
Maybe.
them, the two sisters like joining forces and
It could.
doing their sisterly thing, and something happens and
But-
they form like Megatron or something.
Let's go back to episode 2 where Beardy guy, he's meditating. He's
Yes.
been like that for 10 years or whatever.
Since the thing happened. Well, because I think he's apologizing. He thinks he's apologizing for splitting her up from her sister.
I guess because he
Because
goes,
he thinks like,
I've been waiting to die because
I've been waiting for you to do this. And I think he
he
thinks
feels
that
bad.
he was a part of this girls being pulled away from their mother.
I guess.
And so that's what he's thinking. And I think that's what this is going to be about. Like each of these people, like Moss's character says to her, "Oh, it's you. I've been waiting for you."
Yeah.
Is I think that they think the reason why she's coming after them is because they tore their sister away.
Right. From the moms.
Yeah.
They killed all the
Yeah.
witches and everything.
Yeah.
They killed the
Well, I
whole
don't think
family.
they think that they don't know that part. They think that she's mad at them for rooting their family, as in like breaking the sisters up
Yeah.
and convincing Osha to leave and join the Jedi Order.
Right.
So I think that's what they think
I guess.
is what's going on. But May's thinking that they killed everybody and then took Osha away.
Right.
So that's the part that those two don't know about.
And if the Sith is involved or whoever's behind this mask, they're manipulating her to be like, we
Yes.
need to take them out.
Yeah.
Because it's the 4 Jedi that were involved
Yes.
with this that are being
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we should see the Wookiee next time. Next episode.
Is
This
he going to
week's
die?
episode. I'm assuming so.
This is the one thing, too. I have no connection to these characters, so when they die, it doesn't
I don't think that's
matter?
you're not supposed to have connection to these characters.
guess,
You're
but
supposed to have
why?
connections to the sisters.
But I don't really have connections to this.
Well, because that's the thing. That's what they're working on. They're not working on you having connections to these characters that she's killing. They're working on you having connections between Soul and Osha's connection and May and Osha's
They
connection.
haven't done a good job of that. I don't really have a connection to anybody. I mean, Soul,
Well, how long does it take you to get into a regular show when you have connections to people? Like, you didn't really care about
first or
like, a lot of
second
people?
episode.
I
A
don't
good
think
episode,
so.
first one.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I mean,
Who do you have connections with this show right now? Who do you care about?
well, if Soul died, I'd be depressed. I wouldn't be like dead depressed about it.
If
But
I had
I'd
to
be
guess,
bummed.
he's not going to die.
Yeah.
He'll be the one that survives.
Yeah, because that's like
I think that's what's going to
Yeah.
I think we know what's going to happen.
yeah.
I don't think there'll be a lot of surprises.
Well, who knows?
Let's find out.
Stranger things have happened. Some people thought certain things were going to happen this past weekend on Clash of the Castle,
I did.
and they did not.
I know.
So there you go.
I know.
So see, you could think one thing's going to happen, and then Swerve-a-Rooney.
All right. Well,
You get
anyway, I don't
totally
think the
sidetracked.
Acolyte is that clever. I think we kind of know where we're going. We'll find out tomorrow in episode 4.
Yes.
We're going to be halfway. It's the halfway point.
Halfway point.
But me personally, I don't really have any connections to anyone. I'm only watching this show because I want to know who's behind the
The mask.
That's kind of it.
I think that's the other part of it.
But I don't think it's a very good show overall. It's just okay.
Well, it doesn't need to be like the greatest show in the history of television.
That's not what I'm saying. I just want good Star Wars shows.
Well-
But this is not it.
Yeah.
This is
It's an okay Star Wars show.
My baseline still sticks at a 6. I'm still at a 6 right now.
Yeah.
It didn't really move the needle. I will say this episode was not as bad as everybody was like saying online.
Well, I mean,
what
that's
was going
never going to
there.
happen.
I'll
That's
say
never
this.
true.
I'll say
It's
something
as bad
good
as
about the
what they say
Acolyte.
online.
I'll say something good about the Acolyte. For me, this is better. This is better than Ahsoka for me. So I will say I'm more.
You have to always caveat your Ahsoka discussions with.
I'm not a big Ahsoka guy.
I've never seen any of this stuff before Ahsoka, so I went into it with no knowledge of the character whatsoever.
But I am liking this more
and
than
I don't
Ahsoka.
understand any of it because I have no idea what's going on.
Ahsoka wasn't for me.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you need to stop talking about it like it's a bad show.
I didn't.
Because it wasn't.
I'm just saying.
It's just a bad show to you because you had no context clues to know anything that's going on.
This, to me, is slightly better than Ahsoka.
It was like if
to
I
me,
were to have
to
you
me.
just watch
To me.
episode like 7 of Star Wars. You've never seen anything else, and I started you on episode 7. You would have no clue what's going on.
I know. But Mark, I'm saying to me, this is better than Ahsoka. To me, not to you or anybody else.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not. Listen, believe me. When when Ahsoka came out, I wanted to love it. I enjoyed it in the beginning, and
Well, I
then
gave
didn't
you the
like it at
directions
end.
on how to enjoy it, and you didn't. So that's
Too
on
much
you.
like work.
You could have watched YouTube videos.
I did watch it all.
Not good enough ones, I guess.
IGN put one out. Anyway,
That's not. That one wasn't good.
I like I said,
Anywho,
we've come to a point in Star Wars shows where it's not all for everybody.
yes, we've also come to the point where it's time to review our Geekonomics Wrestling Challenge results from this past weekend.
Like we'll move right on.
Yeah, well, it's
And we're
over
a
an
minute
hour.
in.
Yeah, we're an hour in.
A minute in?
That's an hour, Brian.
Oh, that's a minute.
That's an hour. Minute would be the very first number at the end. That's seconds on the very beginning.
Oh, I'm thinking it would be 60.
It's 60 seconds. It's counting 21,
minutes.
22. That's seconds.
All right, we're on now.
A minute,
All right, I got you.
10 minutes,
All right,
an hour.
So, Acolyte, where are you? Baseline still a 7? You still kind of.
I am not going to think about it until the end of it.
All right.
I don't have that kind of brain power to judge it as I go along. It might have been 6 this one. I'm not. Come back to me at the end of the show.
That's what I'm asking. All right. Anyway.
It's one episode since we graded it last time. It's
No,
like,
I'm just
how am I
saying,
gonna? It's not gonna like
I'm just saying,
magically drop.
Did this episode move the needle for
I mean, it's not
Did
like
it make
school
it more interesting?
where if you have one test and then like you take a next test
No,
and your
we're not-
grade's gone down because you missed a bad test.
You're not listening to me. I'm asking, did it move the needle for you? Did it make you more invested in the show or less, or just kind of
Maybe
the
it was
same?
nice to have more context to what the story is.
Yes.
I would have put this as the second episode as opposed to the third episode.
I agree with that. I almost feel this could have been sprinkled in.
Well, I think if you did this after the first episode, like if we ended the first episode with that weird person on the
Zipper face.
zipper face with the lightsaber, and then this was the next episode showing you the context of what the girls went through. And then you had episode 2 is now episode 3 where she goes and hunts down the other guy. Then you would know who that person was and why that means something.
Yeah.
You'd had no context to his death at the beginning.
Until now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I also honestly would have made this the first episode.
I kind of feel like this would have been great mixed in as a flashback.
If this would have just been the first episode, then Carrie like Moss's character's death would have made sense. I mean, I know they were going for the mystery part of it, like why is she killing these people?
But now we know. So it's not
But-
much of a mystery now. But
But I know, but I mean that's what
Yeah.
they were trying to set up as the investigation part of them trying to figure it out.
yeah.
But the way they structured the show, it really didn't make sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. That's our review of the Acolyte.
Hire people who know how to do Star Wars. That's all. That's all that really needs to happen. Stop hiring people just because they want to do Star Wars. That's my
PSA for
PSA
the day.
for the day.
It's now time for the Geekonomics Wrestling Challenge.
All right, Geekonomics Wrestling Challenge. Clash of the Castle picks review begins now. Start off the show with the Women's Tag Team Championship match. It was Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill were the champions. They're up against Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. And speaking of witches, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the Scottish witches.
So, wow. This was a fantastic match. I was actually rooting for, was it Fire and Dawn near the end? I was
Fire and Ice, they should be called.
Well, the Fire and Dawn. They were pretty good, but I was just like, wow, are they really going to lose it? And
yes.
Jade and...
I mean, this wasn't the first match. We're just doing it in the order that we have them.
No, I know.
Because Cody and AJ were the first match.
But anyway, they lost the belt. I really thought they would keep it longer, but it does make sense. Over the last couple of weeks, they've been really piling on those two.
Yes.
So the grand scheme of things,
forcing them into the underdog position.
Yes,
and making them like the baby faces of the matches
because they dominate.
Yes,
they do dominate.
Bianca and Jade. Yeah,
none of us got that right.
No.
Yeah,
no,
we all got that one wrong.
No, this was the we need to have at least one Scottish person win this night, or people just totally.
Oh yeah, I agree. Apart. Yeah.
So let's give them one early, make them feel good about it, and then we can.
The crowd was
pile
amazing.
On the other ones.
I love the crowd. The crowd.
Yeah, European crowds are way better than American crowds. I'll say it.
They are.
Next match we have in our lineup is the Intercontinental Championship, which was Sami Zayn and Chad Gable, and shocker but shocker, Sami Zayn won.
He did. And we got to see Otis yet again carry away Maxine.
Begin his turn to the bright side.
As a Monday Night Raw.
Yes.
I love seeing Chad Gable up against Strowman.
Yes.
Strowman.
Yes.
That guy is massive.
Yeah.
And he took him down.
Yes.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, he would throw him, he hit the turnbuckle, fly backwards. Oh,
yeah.
It was glorious.
Yeah.
And then we get to see Otis yet again stand up for Maxine.
Yes.
Take the two out. And Chad Gable's by himself.
Yeah.
So I kind of want the Sami Zayn, Chad Gable thing. It seems like it's...
That's kind of right, because at the end of it, Sami's like, that's it.
Yeah, I'm done.
He gave him the hand signal. We're done.
Yeah.
I'm moving on.
Let's move on, too.
I have to lose my belt to somebody else.
Otis needs to take the Academy with him, and they need to finally leave.
I'm going to hand
Chad
the belt to
Gable.
Braun Breaker, because they want Braun Breaker to be a superstar.
Dude, why are they... This is going to be insane, these two. It's going to be insane. But Braun Breaker, but then
Sheamus
showed up.
Because then Ludwig Kaiser is going to go against Sheamus, and that's going to be a thing.
Oh, it's going to be good.
It's, whatever.
Sheamus is having some burger after burger after burger.
Burger after burger after burger. He doesn't get a sponsorship with Burger King, then he's got no chance.
I like Sheamus, though.
Next up, we have the Women's Championship match, which was Bayley against Piper Niven. And shocker but shocker, Bayley won.
I knew Piper wasn't going to win, but that was actually a really good match.
And they did the quick roll-up thing, too, for Bayley to kind of like not make Piper look like she couldn't have won.
Yes.
It was a fluke victory that she just like rolled her up at that one time and got her weight over. They even like the announcer's like, oh, they got her weight off balance so she can't kick out.
Right. I loved
Chelsea Green
coming out with the luchador mascot, pretending to be someone else.
Yes.
That was
same
classic.
outfit and everything.
Yes, that was really good.
Yeah.
Good match though. It was. I have to say, this is probably one of the best pay-per-view events of the year. I thought like every
Which is crazy because everyone online saying it's the worst one.
I thought it was great.
I know. I'm just saying. A lot of people online are not liking this one.
Oh, well. I mean, it was predictable.
Because of the thing that happened with the World Heavyweight Championship.
Right. We'll get there. We'll get there.
The WWE Universal Championship, which opened up the show, was the I Quit match between Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles.
I can't believe this one was the opener.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Because you got to have the other one be the closer.
Yeah.
So you got to spread it around the championship matches.
We went from AJ Styles being cheered to being jeered.
Yes.
Cody comes out. We have a fantastic I Quit match.
Yes.
Handcuffs came out.
Yes. I know you're excited about. He loves the handcuffs.
The handcuffs, baby. I love Cody gets handcuffed. That he finds the key. The camera's right there. He's like, oh, it puts it in there.
I got it.
AJ Styles gets handcuffed. Then he's got the steps, the metal steps, and AJ Styles is like, I'm out. I quit.
Yeah.
That was a great match.
It is funny to me, the Cody Rhodes character, and the fact that he very much leans into the Homelander aesthetic.
Yeah.
And like everyone's excited about it.
And
kids are dressing up as Cody Rhodes in the Homelander outfit.
He's not Homelander.
No, I know, but it's just like the not a far steps away from Homelander.
I mean,
It's
if
his
Cody
character.
Rhodes wanted to go heel, there you go.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
But he is the American Nightmare.
Yeah, but now he is, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, he's basically the new John Cena. He's very
guess.
much that character.
Yeah.
He's like, all the kids love him.
Yeah, I love him.
The kids
Cody
dress up in
Rhodes
his
is awesome.
costume. Like,
That's what you want to be
yeah,
the WWE,
so he's like
right?
that guy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the very end, we had a sneak attack by the Bloodline.
The Bloodline, yes.
And then we had RKO.
Solo was on the wrong side of Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. the wrong side of Cody Rhodes.
You could tell that it was not where he was supposed to stand.
Oh, I
Because
I
Cody
wasn't
looks
paying
over
attention.
this shoulder, like looking for him, and he's like, then he was like, oh, you're over here. And Solo, like, you see that look on Solo's face, like, oh shit, I stood on the wrong side.
Well, I didn't even notice
So
that.
yeah, because you see, like, they both like look at each other, like, and Cody's like, you're on the wrong side.
And then the Owens come out, save
And
him.
Owens and Orton come out and save
Orton,
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
They come out and they all gave him a big hug.
Yeah.
And they celebrated together. But it was good.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, I think this is gonna set up
the
I'm just-
Bloodlines.
Well, Bloodline, Solo versus Cody at Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
But I think something's gonna happen here. I might think Orton wins the briefcase,
Really? Well,
and then,
it's kind of early.
or they do a trios match where it's 3-on-3, and something happens in that match, and Orton gets mad at Cody, and that's when they kick off their thing for
Well,
SummerSlam.
Well, obviously, you watched Monday Night Raw. I watched half of it, so I don't know who's wrestling for. Well, I already saw one match.
Jay
with
won
the,
his
with the
so,
girls.
yeah.
Oh, you ruined it.
Yeah, whatever.
Jay-
It's not that great of a match. It was kind
Well,
of
I
bad.
like Jey Uso.
Yeah, it was kind of a bad match. But anyways,
Well, I'll still watch.
and the end of the last match we had at Clash of the Castle, the World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Priest up against Drew McIntyre, and guess who won?
Whoa. Hold on. Going into this match, I was
Duped.
no.
Oh.
I should have saw it coming because
They've only been setting it up continually.
CM Punk hasn't been seen since Hartford.
Yes.
They kind of put that in the back burner, but I
Mm-hmm.
also felt like this was something they wanted to have a big surprise at the end, which they did.
They did.
Then on Saturday, I see my grandfather and my brother, and I said, who do you think's going to win? McIntyre or Priest? And they go, CM Punk's going to come in. He's not going to win. And
Yeah.
I go, oh my God, Chris, you
Mark was
guys.
right.
Mark is right. But am I happy that happened? Yes. Was that one an OMG moment of the night? Yes. Like, it was a WTF moment. I was like, I'm not going to swear, but I loved that moment.
You were so bought into all the gimmicky things.
Yeah, I
they did.
loved
It's
it.
Hilarious.
Mark, come on. Wasn't that cool?
It was
It was awesome.
the thing I thought was cool from the video side of me was the way they shot it.
Yes.
They didn't see CM Punk's face
Right.
until
The camera.
it turned all the way around. Like, you saw all different shots of the
Yes.
back of CM Punk. You
Yes.
saw him slide in. You saw he had the outfit on, but I mean, he was wearing Jordans, so I kind of assumed it was.
But you
like, I
didn't
was
see
like,
that.
oh.
The ref gets
then they do
knocked
the whole
out.
thing.
So McIntyre takes Priest down, and the whole
He
audience
claymores
is
them.
counting.
They're counting.
Yeah, they're like,
Then a ref
1,
comes running
2,
down.
but the camera is so in that when
Yes.
the ref comes in, you see the back of the head and his
Yes,
butt,
and he's counting.
and he's like 1, 2, and I'm
And then
like,
he stops.
yeah,
And then Drew
Drew.
sits up, looks over, and they do a shot of Drew. You don't see the referee.
yep,
And then they cut to
The other
CM
shot.
Punk holding up 2
yeah,
in the English way of it. 2, not 2.
yeah.
So,
Which is the middle finger in Scotland.
yes, in England. So
That was
the crowd erupts in anger.
Yes, but they loved it. Then
And then Drew picks up CM Punk, drags him to the corner.
oh, and he gives them the
CM Punk gives him the big kickaroony in the nards.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Yes,
He
dropping Drew to his knees.
Yep.
And then
Picks him
CM
up by
Punk
the
just
throat.
pushes him away,
Yep.
leaves him for dead.
And he pins him.
Damian takes the win.
And CM Punk
And the
is
crowd-
posing with the crowd.
Yeah.
And people are taking photos and
Yeah.
he's smiling. I have to say, even though I didn't realize this was going to happen, I ate it up and loved it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things happened. You
I loved
were
it.
going to be talking about. You'll be texting me later. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I will be watching the rest tonight or tomorrow morning.
Yeah, because stuff
know
happens with Drew tonight.
I have a feeling.
Last night.
Yeah, don't tell me. I'll watch it.
Yes, and then a big appearance occurred at the end of Raw last night. So
I kind of
that's
have
another
an
one.
idea who it's going to be.
But not in the way you expect it to happen.
All right, well, don't tell me. No, I'm going to watch it.
So, coming out of Clash at the Castle, going into Money in the Bank, the last show of Season 1, or Series 1 of Season 1
Okay.
of the Pick Challenge. In third spot with 32 points is the one and only Brian Kazaska.
Well, how many points did...
You got 6, Josh got 6, I got 8.
Yes, okay.
Sitting in second spot with 34 points is yours truly. And in the lead, going into Money in the Bank, with a total of 35 points, is Josh.
Wait, he's got 35.
Yep.
You got 34?
Correct.
And what do I got?
32.
Wow. All three of us are doing pretty good, even
Yeah.
though I'm in third place. And
Yeah.
I'm gunning
Yeah.
for first.
Yeah.
I'm gunning.
So
Wow, Josh.
it's gonna be a bigger show, I'm assuming, Money in the Bank.
Money makes me big.
So we're gonna have to come up with some kind of
Do we add more points if you get the person who gets the money in the bank? Like 4 points or 3?
we'll see. We'll see.
Do we make it a little... Because it is kind of a big moment.
Yeah.
Because if they get money in the bank...
I think the thing I'm thinking is normal points for all the matches, including Money in the Bank. The way we do it, you get 2 points because it's a championship type match. It won't be a 1 point.
Right.
Money in the Bank matches. But as a bonus, I'm thinking, predict if they will cash in or when they will cash in.
With who?
And who do you think is going to be the champion that they cash in on?
Right. And you get bonus points for that.
And you get a total of 10 points for that.
We want to do 10.
Because then that's a big get. That's a big get.
That's 2. It's like
if you get it correct,
you have to
get
predict
5 points
the event
for the event
and the person.
and 5 points for the champion. Because it could be anybody.
Right. And look at Damian Priest. He
It
cashed
could
in
be
on
a
WrestleMania.
So you could be like all the way till then. Because you literally have till next year's Money in the Bank to cash in. You have to have cashed in by Money in the Bank.
Right.
So if Damian hadn't cashed in at WrestleMania, he'd have had to have cashed in before Money in the Bank
Clash
happens
of the
this year.
Castle, I guess.
No, before Money in the Bank happens this year.
Okay.
You would have to have cashed it in.
Gotcha. All right. I like that idea. That's
Make
10.
it a little bit more of a weird thing that could be floating in the ether.
Right.
So if you are like we are right now, 1 or 2 points difference or 3 points difference, randomly, if you had got the correct answer, there's a 10-point lead you just got on everybody out of nowhere.
Yeah. So, man, yeah, you got to get the...
Get 5 points for the event.
The event, and then
Then you get another 5 points if you pick the champion that they cash in on.
Gotcha. All right. I like it.
Because you don't know who the champion could be. Like, the champions we have now might not be the champions
No. When it happens.
in the next 6 months or whatever. So who knows?
And
Like,
would
I don't
someone
think-
wait it out that
Like,
long?
I don't think Damien's going to be the champion at WrestleMania.
No. He's going to lose it eventually.
Yeah.
And it's cashing in. I almost feel like it's a long game. It's a long game.
Yeah.
You play the long game. You don't
Yeah.
cash in right away.
No.
Okay.
Although they've had times where guys have cashed in the night of Money in the Bank.
Oh, my God.
They've won it in the first match, and then they cash in at the end of the night. Bailey did that. Bailey won it. There was the first match of the night. She won Money in the Bank.
And
Then at the end of the night, the champion was beat down by somebody.
And she went for it?
She just came in and cashed in.
Wow.
It's happened multiple times in multiple ways. There's only 2 people that have ever cashed in at WrestleMania. Damian Priest, Seth Rollins.
All right.
Everyone else has been like a random Raw, a random other show.
So, it can happen on a Monday night
it can happen
show?
anywhere.
Oh, my God. Yeah, but usually Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, you're not going for the belt, generally.
No, but if there's a random match or something where the champion gets beat up by somebody and they're just laying there,
All right.
Pick the bones.
It's going to be good. All right. I like it.
Dolph Ziggler did that. He cashed in on, I think, John Cena at one time. John Cena got beat up by the Nexus, I think, way back when.
Oh, jeez.
It was laid out, so he just came in. Nexus is still in the ring, beating people up, and he just comes in, hands the briefcase over, takes his thing, pins John Cena, and off he goes.
Wow. All right.
It's happened.
It's okay.
There's been all different ways.
I'm excited.
That might not be the exact way it happened, but
Right.
that's been crazy ways.
If Josh was here, he'd
tell us
tell us.
exactly, yeah.
All right. I'm excited.
But guys have cashed in all sorts of times. Like, I
Yeah.
know Edge cashed in when he won, the night he cashed in.
Well, of course, it's the same night we have D&D.
It is.
But it's on at 7 o'clock.
It is.
So I'm not going to look at my phone.
Yes.
And I will watch it in the morning.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want it to be ruined.
Yeah. This one was tough because it was Saturday, and I didn't get a chance to watch it till Sunday.
I watch it Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watched it like Sunday night. So
And I didn't look at
I had to stay away from
Me too.
all sorts of socials.
YouTube, because YouTube will
Google,
have
because it shows you all the Google News things, like
Yeah.
results, and it has a picture of things on there. And
Yes.
it's like, oh, no.
Funny thing is, I by accidentally went on Reddit and there was a photo of Drew McIntyre holding the belt and someone
Oh.
the champion we deserve, and I go, oh no, did he win? Oh my god, am I right? The whole day I'm thinking this. The whole day I'm thinking he
And
won,
you were wrong.
and I was wrong. But
The only thing you see on the internet.
I know exactly. But I think they were saying the champion
Yeah.
we deserve because he lost.
Yeah.
But it was an awesome moment. I loved it. CM Punk was amazing.
Yeah.
That was a great moment.
I kind of wish you had seen last night's Raw because stuff happened.
I'm at the halfway mark, right after the whole Chad fight.
A lot happens after that.
In the whole
Drew comes out.
okay, don't tell me.
Says
I'm gonna
some
watch
things.
it. I'm gonna watch it tonight. I
CM
have to
Punk's
work.
showing up on SmackDown on Friday. Gets in Chicago.
All right. Don't zip. I'll watch it tonight.
Things happen with Chad Gable.
Okay. I saw the Chad Gable stuff.
Okay, so you're at that point.
I saw Chad Gable get taken down by Strowman. And then I saw
No, there's more happens after that.
okay, well then I don't know. All right. I can't watch it all.
And the big debut happens at the end of the episode.
I know. You just want to ruin it for Don't ruin it. All right. We got to wrap it up. We're an hour 20 in, Mark.
Yeah. Don't go shopping on WWE.com. That's all I'm saying.
I'm
Don't
not.
go looking for shirts because
I'm not even on-
it's gonna ruin it for you.
All right. I'm going to watch it tonight.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to watch it tonight.
All right. So with all that, we'll be back next week. Hopefully Josh will be back from his special assignment. And we'll talk to you about so much more. We'll have Acolyte talk about. Brian will have more wrestling stuff. He'll have a lot to talk about next week. Trust me.
Yes.
He's going to be texting me and freaking out all week.
Like, poop
I know
my
I'll hear about it on
pants.
Sunday as well. He'll be like, did you see blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, yeah, Brian, I saw it when it happened.
All right.
So,
Let's go.
as always,
Jeez Louise.
be safe, be well, be kind.
And don't forget to rewind Back to the Future your tapes. You know that thing. All right, we'll see you guys.
That was an idea that didn't work out.
No, it didn't.
And as always,
Okay,
night, Rocky.
bye-bye. Good night, Rocky.
I wonder if he'd be mad we didn't talk about it once this episode. We barely talked about him at all.
Oh man.
He's like, oh man, you guys didn't talk about me at all.
Why didn't you guys
I had nothing to tell the guys about.